Hi again. Today I want to talk about something that will not be included in my book, but that is still very important. And it's the right season for it because I know college students are about to graduate and are looking for jobs or internships, hopefully in the consulting field because I definitely recommend it. But if not, that's fine. This video will still be applicable. I want to talk about the behavioral interview. Now, this interview discussion will, carry on over several segments, but today I wanted to briefly go over the process of interviewing and just how that works from application to the end result. So basically, the way that it starts is you submit your application or you get put into a referral system by a friend, which is definitely the recommended method. Once you're in the system, you'll be put into the company's database, and once a recruiter finds you and if they like your qualifications and think that you meet what they're looking for, they will contact you really fast. Once they contact you, which they'll either contact you by phone or by email, they will basically be coming to you to set up a 30-minute meeting within the next 2 business days. This 30-minute meeting will be over the phone. It will be 30 minutes long. And while it's really a phone screen, but you should take it very seriously. Consider it like it was a real interview because they are, screening you to whether you will, whether they think that you will be a good fit for, interviewing with the manager or the department. And I'll go into more detail on some of the questions that are involved in this initial interview in a future segment. Once you pass this level, you will be scheduled for another 30-minute call with a manager, usually a manager, it can be a senior manager, in the department that you're actually interviewing for. This is probably the hardest interview, but it is also the most important. It's hard not so much because of the questions, but more so because it's over the phone, and you are being asked harder questions than in the phone screen. Not as hard as in level 3, but what makes it hard is that, because it's over the phone, you can't really gauge your interviewer's reactions, and you don't really know how they feel about you as a candidate. And because there's that separation of the phone, it makes it easier for them to hide, how they feel about you. So that's really what makes it hard. And, once you come out of it, if you don't feel good, don't worry too much about it because I've never really felt good after my second interview because I can't tell how I feel. But I've always moved forward. So don't be afraid about that, but just keep that in mind. Once you're done with that level and you move on to level 3, you'll be scheduled to come in for an in-person interview. This in-person interview will take at least 2 hours, and you will be interviewing with multiple people. The way that the setup actually happens can be different for different companies. You might be in there for 2 hours, and you'll have 4 people that you're interviewing with on a one-on-one basis, and it'll be 30-minute segments back to back. You might be in an interview for 2 hours where it's split into 2 one-hour segments, and you're interviewing with 5 people, 3 people, in each interview. It really just depends on the company, but you should expect to be there for at least 2 hours. And then once you pass that level, once you make it to this level, you're in a pretty good spot because this is the point where they're ready to make a little bit more of an investment for you. You're having an entire department come in to interview you. That's a major commitment on their part, and it's taking a lot of time away from their schedules. So if you make it to round 3, I would say don't fret. You're in a good position. Just basically, stay calm, answer their questions because you're almost in the door. And that's pretty much the process. I will go into more detail on each step in following videos, but I did want to give you that overview if you've never interviewed before or if you haven't interviewed in a long time, just so you're not caught by surprise. I know when I first started interviewing, I was like, okay, what happens next? What happens next? And you never really know when the end is, so just wanted to give that overview just, so you guys start to feel comfortable with the process. And let me know if you have any questions that you want me to explain. It's fine if it's something that I plan to include in a future video. I can just bump that segment up to a higher priority. So let me know, and that's about it. So thanks.